Hello everyone, welcome to Breadwin Consulting. First of all, thank you for giving the motivation and the videos are getting good response. Now in this video, which is episode 4, where we are discussing the SAP Datasphere series, we are on video 4 or tutorial 4, where we will be discussing the SAP Datasphere data builder part, especially the table creation, and let us see how it goes forward, right? In the first 3 episodes, as a summary, we have discussed clearly why Datasphere, what is Datasphere, and its high level architecture. And next is SAP partnerships and the takeaways that we need to consider from use case perspectives. Second thing is how to secure our free access to experience the product. In the third, we have seen the space management, so which is the virtual workspace types. So if you have to loosely understand, and if at all you haven't seen that videos, those 3 videos, I'll be giving them at the end of the video as a playlist. Please go and check them out. Kindly subscribe, like and share so that this will motivate us to give more content. So with this, I will move on to this, the content of the session, the SAP data builder. If you see it here, this sandwich icon or the expand navigation bar, whichever is available, you just have to click on the data builder, right? Once you get onto the data builder, we will specifically see how to create the table, right? If you see it, the data builder is actually the purpose of the data builder is to create your tables or your graphical views, SQL views, all analytical models in summary, which makes or which enables users to do the analysis further. There is other thing called business builder, right? So let us look at the two quick use case perspectives, right? What is the difference between data builder and business builder? So if I have to tell you uh, from a business user perspective, he has a use case or a problem he has to solve. What is the impact of my margin? So if I reduce my price by 10%, right? So that is what is a power user or a super user or a business user will have the problem. He will solve that problem here. So which means in other way, he will try to get that insight via creating, by using the business builder, right? And data builder is something from a technical aspect in one way or to little extent where we will enable that user with all the data that is coming from the different sources, harmonizing it and then making it ready for further analysis in business builder, right? So that is what we do. So I am just trying to explain to a certain extent where a layman can also understand, which means that this video is covering both from the expert perspective and also for the freshers who are just watching this video for the first time, so that they will be able to relate it, right? So now that there are two ways of creating the table. Our quick thing is here to create a table. One thing is you can create the table here. One thing is you can create the table from the CSV file that we have already, right? We are going to create the table based on the CSV table first and then create the table from here. Then we will understand the difference, right? We are into the data builder. Now we are creating the table. So I said there are two ways of creating it. One is, so you upload or import the CSV file. So that based on the CSV structure, the table will be created. The second one is you create the table and then import the structure. So that is what it is, right? So now if we just import the CSV file, right? So source will be, it will ask select source, right? When I select it, I already have some data. So when I meant data, I have actually tried getting all the share prices or open, high, low, whatever you call, right? for the last 2014 to 2023 of Tesla share prices to keep it very interesting, right? Instead of taking the normal employee data or other things, I try to do it. Right now, what is the file we are talking about? We are talking about the CSV. There are two ways of doing it. Either you can hard tell the system that this is a comma separated, or system will auto detect, right? And this is usual. We all know that, right? From the BW days onwards, that use the first row as column header. We used to just select it. Now also it is selected. Now I'm just leaving for the auto detect so that system will detect by itself. I'm just clicking on upload. Now observe what is happening here. Leave the browser tab to open, and then we can do some other things also. That's what it says, right? So now if you observe here at the bottom, it says data set has been uh, successfully created from CSV, and then it is asking us to wait for the things. If you observe here, there is something called notification tab, which will also tell us once it is done, right? So now if you see it, there is one thing called the date, open, high, low, close. So which means that on a specific day, on 2nd January 2014, what is the opening price of the Tesla share? It opened at 9.98 something dollars. And what did it went through? It went to 10.16. What was the low? 9.17. What was the closing, right? It opened this much, it closed as this much. It went to this much high, it went to this much low. This is what is all what we are talking about here. So now we also have the volume. We also have few of the technical calculations that we done, RSI, RSI 14. So these are two technical which are not needed for us. I think the simple moving average, exponential moving average, MACD, moving average, something like that. Bollinger Band is something, true range, average true, next day close, something like that. We are just trying to take everything, right? So this is what is the file talks about. Now, if at all I have to change something here, whether it will allow or not, I will just try to see, right? So now that this is the date thing, let me click on it. So this is the thing. So you can just set it as key, so that is possible. And I'm just leaving it there, just trying to show you what it is, right? And one more thing while it comes, keep the data as low as possible, because this is the experience system. So if you take more data, it might take some time, right? So because I just removed it and then did it, so it is just saying status code failed, because I did not intend to do anything there. So now what I have to do is that even before deploying, I tried change it, right? You observe that. So that's why it did not allow me. So when everything is okay, everything seems fine. Now uh, keep in mind that it did not change, it allowed me to change. Now there is one thing called deploy at the bottom where I am showing. Once you click on deploy, this is not a table, is not yet created at this point of time. It is just the mapping file that it took, and then the transformation was whether it is intact or not, we just checked it, that's it, right? So now I'm clicking on deploy. Now the actual table starts creating, and then it will go, right? So now it will ask two things. One is business name, the other is the technical name. So we all know that technical name cannot be changed as usual. Here also technical name, once it is created, we cannot change it, but business name we can change it. So observe one thing, when I change it, so when I type something in the business name, it is also automatically coming in the technical name, right? So that is what it is. So I am just leaving it like that. But apart from this, once the table is created, we will be only able to change the business name, not the technical name. Just the point to be noted. I'm just clicking on deploy. It will just take a couple of seconds because it is the experience system, but ideally it depends on your network speed, the other aspects, and then how your resources are available, all those things. So I think it is quite fairly okay, because I have taken some 2500 rows. Ideally we should work on 3 or 4 rows. Now if you observe here, before going there, deployment date of data successful, that's what it's given. And then if you see it, before 5 seconds, it is saying that the deployment of Tesla 2014 to 2023 was successful. So it gave me a notification. Now what is it that I need to do? I wanted to check my data. So now I can just go here and then type it. So it will give me what it is, right? So this is what it is. I'm just clicking on it. It will take me to the detail level tab where it will tell me, it will give me more information. See, the business name, it is changeable. The technical name is actually grayed out, right? I can still change it here. Now, there are few things that we need to observe from the semantic usage. There are 7 types that are available and the analytical data sets which says deprecated, right? Now the relational data set is what we have selected. I am just leaving it as is because when we go to the next episodes, I will show you how to create fact, dimension, text, hierarchy with directory, relational data set again. Relational data set is something where you will utilize the same columns or the structure that is utilized without any change. Then we will select this thing to keep it simple, right? So now the delta capture is off. So it is deployed. The status is deployed at this point of time. Now when I go to columns, you observe everything is given here. The key is taken and all the information is column level information is given. If you see the data types are already there, it automatically considered from the CSV file. There is one thing called not null here. If you observe, this is the primary key where you will set it. I have clicked on it here already, and then that is why. So I can just click on it and then make it right. So not null or primary key. So since I changed it, so it will ask me to do that. Associations, I'm not touching it right now, but I will just explain you while we do the graphical display with a specific use case, right? Not that I'm leaving it. So we will go with the flow so that the understanding will become pretty easier. So now the business purpose. So we can just write it here. What is the business purpose of creating the table, right? To store the open, high, low, close share prices of Tesla. That's what it is, right? I just gave a description. Maybe this might be nice if we put it as a purpose, right? What is the description of the table? Tesla share prices. I'm just taking it random, right? Just who is the business contact person who can take it, right? And then responsible team, some tags, so that might help for a searching aspect or something like that. Now store data in memory. So if you click on it, so this will actually store data in the in-memory, right? So I'm not touching it because it is okay. Local table data alone must be deleted before you can define any partitions. If you wanted to define any partitions, so this is all we know. We just have to delete the data before doing anything. I'm not doing anything. If at all there are any dependent objects, so this will be shown here. And this will also help when we do the impact analysis. I will just show you when we go to the data integration monitor, semantic onboarding. There are certain spaces where we can just check. I will just explain you when we go there, right? So as I've changed something, let us see whether it will allow you to save it or not. So now save as is there. When I say save, it gets saved. Save as is something different. So deploy. So this is deploy. The upload symbol type is sort of deploy. Now you understand the difference between save and deploy. Once I save it, it will just save. That's it. It is only saving, right? It is at a local level. Imagine that. So nobody else will be able to see, right? These structural changes. Once I deploy, so then everybody will be able to see, right? This is the difference. Now it got deployed. Again, it might show in the notification. It will show in the notification. It is just taking 3 or 4 minutes lag, but it will just show there. Right now, what we have discussed, the general purpose, the general information that is available there. We have 20 columns, associations, not yet discussed, business purpose, table services, partitions we need to see, and dependent objects. Right? As I said, it took 3-4 seconds. And then the deployed information is available in notifications, right? Now we are clear. Now, next, what is it that we need to do, right? Now, the table information is created. We need to upload the data. And then if at all data is uploaded, we just have to see it. That is what is the next thing, right? So now what we have done the table creation based on the CSV structure or the CSV file structure. So which means that it has also got the data. So now there is something called data viewer which gives you a preview of the data, right? Because I've selected some 2500 rows or something, it is just taking 3 or 4 seconds, but ideally if you have selected 5-6 rows, it would have opened very immediately, right? So now if you see it, so this is where it is coming in. Right? So this is the date, open, high, low, close, volume, and you can go it here, true range, everything is calculated, next day close, something like that. Now, just to mention, export debug CSN. So this is something like your schema notification where you will be like your JSON files, right? As I've explained in the earlier this thing also. Now, wherever it happens, so this is where you will be able to select all 20 by 20 are selected here. If at all you have to unselect and then use your structure. You have to sort, you will be able to do that, and then filter, you will be able to do that, and exclude. I'm not just setting right now because I just wanted to show that option is also available, right? So now that this is there, we have seen. Now what is the next thing that we have to do? If I have to do any delta upload, what is it? So I have the option available here. I'm just uploading it. It is asking me to choose file, maximum is 25 MB. So just to facilitate the quicker this thing, I have already created a delta file, so which has got some 10 rows. Now if you see it here, there are 9 rows or something like that which are available. So now here points to be note, delete existing data before upload. No, I don't want to do that. Use first row as column header. Yes, that is okay. Now if insert missing string value as, so if at all some values are missing, so system is giving me two options, whether you keep it null or empty string. So I'm just leaving it as empty null. So I am already decided to let system auto detect whether it is a CSV file or not, or else I can just make it a comma separated here specifically also, right? Now I am just importing the file. An error occurred during the upload. Data could not be inserted. Cannot insert null or update to date. So this is the thing. So let us see what is the issue. So if you see it here, observe. So there is something called date, and here it is date. You observe, right? The mapping issue is there. So everything, if you observe, open to open, high to high, low to low, close to close, everything is clear. But here date to dat. In the structure of the table, it is dat, but in the file, it is like this. So that's why it is complaining now. With this we have observed, right, while creating the table, the first method we have created from importing from the CSV structure. The second method we see is that creating from the new table, clicking on it from here. So now it will again ask me for the table name. So let me say TSLA manual, something like that, relational database. So now I have given the table name itself, keeping it as a relational data set. So here is the plus icon for adding columns. So I'm just taking 5 columns here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first one is date, second one is open, third one is high, low, close is what I'm just taking, right? So now here date is, I just have to change it to the date column, date, and here this is the being the decimal one. I'm just giving 17 is to 3 decimal, so this is also decimal. Let me take 17 is to 3, this is also decimal. Take 17 is to 3, so this is also decimal. Take 17 is to 3, right? So now with this I've created this. I'm not just doing anything here. As usual, we can give the business purpose, Tesla share price. I can give here, the purpose can be to track the share prices, business contact, responsibility that we can give, right? And I'm just saving it. So when I'm saving it also, it will ask me again whether there is a possibility for me to change, right? It is given a possibility. Technical name stays same, business name can be changed later. I'm just saving it. So now remember, I'm only saving it now. After it, what I have to do, I have to deploy it. Deploy is the sign that I have to do it here. I'm just deploying it. So I have deployed. Once deployed, it will show me here. So which it did. So now what I have to do, I have to upload it, right? So, okay, it is not yet deployed. That's what it's saying. Let me deploy it. So this is what it happens. Probably we will just have to deploy it. Now it is deployed. Once it is deployed, so this will give me an option to upload from the file. So choose file, not more than 25 MB. I'm just checking manual one. So there are few rows only I've just taken. So here it is asking me again delete the data. No, I'm not doing it. Auto detect, null values keeping it the same. So here if you observe it, right, so import is not enabled. The reason, if I check it, if you observe, so there are changes in the naming convention or the this thing, right? So I just map it. So now the import is enabled. So I have purposefully kept it like this, so just to show you like that, right? See, error handling is important. So creation without any changes, right? So that takes easy. So now an error could not be inserted because the date or something is there. So there is a value issue in the file which we can take it. So with this, in the interest of time, right? So I will just go back to the other thing which I've created, TT table with the same thing. I will just upload here and then show, right? So this is what it is. If I upload it the same way, manual one. So here is the date, open, H, low, close, right? So this is what I was just testing before. So this is where the mapping happens. Now I'm just importing it. Okay, I got the error. So what the issue? Manual. Here is the issue. So this is not in the YYMM format, right? So you go to the format cells, the date, and then select to the this format, and then OK, save it, come back here, and then import again, cancel it, come back here, choose file, manual, and map it manually. So just names, low, close. See how it goes now. So 2516 are uploaded already, right? So because there is a unique constraint thing, because there is already data, so that's what it is complaining about. So otherwise it is all good, data is uploaded. Now let us go back to our table which we created, Tesla manual, and then check whether that will get uploaded or not. So right, manual. Now here also dat to dat, open to open, high to high, low to low, close to close, right? 2516 rows uploaded table. File has been uploaded. Perfect. So now how do we view it? We go to the data viewer and then view it. Data is available there. Hope you understood, right? So I just try to purposefully create some issue and then show you so that you will also know the troubleshooting part of it. So in this video, we have discussed clearly how to create a table in the data builder. First option is from the structure of the CSV table. Second option is creating the table and uploading the data from the CSV. So these are the two ways. So with this, we have checked a part of data builder, how to create the table itself. There are other objects as well, where we will see in the graphical model how to create, how to utilize all of them. So I just wanted to go slow, keep the videos very clean and crisp, so that the interest will not go while you check it, right? So that's what it is. Thank you for watching. So please do like, share and subscribe, so that that will motivate us to do more content videos. So we will soon meet in the new video. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.